Hi, folks. Mark Siri here, and I am real fortunate to be here with Paul Broaddus, the president of My Garage Self Storage. Paul, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Paul Broaddus. I'm the president of My Garage Self Storage, as Mark said, and we are headquartered in El Paso, Texas, which is where I'm from. But I currently live in Dallas and run our Dallas office. We started in about 2018 with two facilities in El Paso, and we built a couple facilities, and then we went on a heavy acquisition mode in 2020, and now we're up to 30 facilities.
Yeah. And I mean, in a very short time, you and I met just a couple of years ago. I think we were saying it was like 2.5 years ago. Through some of your acquisitions, you became a Storage Defender partner. So, why did you opt to retain Storage Defender after you acquired your new properties?
It was an easy choice. The value propositions there, and we liked the additional security that is afforded to the tenant by having Storage Defender, and we thought that was a great selling point and a way to differentiate ourselves from a lot of our competitors, especially our mom and pop competitors in these smaller markets. And so it was an easy choice to retain Storage Defender for that reason. And then as we made that decision, we now are focusing on our NOI and the value that Storage Defender brings to our NOI growth, especially this year, is going to be important when we can't do blind rate increases like everyone got accustomed to during COVID and post COVID. And so now we can really implement Storage Defender into all of our properties and get NOI growth by providing value to our tenants and ensuring that their belongings are safe, as opposed to the rate increases that may not be there this year.
So, aside from NOI growth, how do you think Storage Defender assists with hub and spoke models?
I think there's a couple different ways. One is the tenant experience and the tenant, being able to be notified if someone enters their unit, even though a manager's not there full time to keep an eye on the facility. We obviously have cameras and all of those types of things, but having the timestamp and the visibility into the entering of the units is one thing, and then also the hallway monitoring and the other monitoring services that are available. We can keep eyes on the property. In addition to the cameras, and especially after hours, we can get specific timestamps on when movement occurs or when a person may or may not be at the property, and that helps us provide a better level of service, like I was talking about, to our tenants, even though we're not necessarily physically at the site.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We started talking about more of the smart units, but you've been with us a number of years. You've adopted that expansion into our smart zones, we call them, right? Which is more of the common areas and that extra visibility. Along those lines, what other types of benefits are you seeing with our environmental monitoring?
Yeah, totally. The environmental monitoring, and the temperature monitoring and keeping track of our climate controlled temperatures and if it's too hot or too cold, all of that type of stuff. Keeping track of um, how many people are going down a hallway, when people are going down a hallway, all of that type of stuff, and getting all that data together is important.
As we look at 2024, what are your goals for this year?
So 2024, first and foremost, is be introspective onto our operations, and then our second goal is to continue to acquire. We have great banking relationships, we have good lender relationships, and so we still have access to money there, which is not something everyone can say. And as a result of that, we'd like to continue to grow and grow in a way where we acquire a big portfolio. We'd like to acquire a portfolio of six plus properties, several 100,000 square feet, and add to our footprint in markets where we already exist, or go into new markets, including out of state. And so that's it's an ambitious goal, but something we're going to strive for this year.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I mean, you just did it last year. I was part of that. That was part of our inheriting more properties that we talked about. You did it. I'm excited. You're gonna shoot for that. And a lot of people are saying it's getting quiet, but just in my discussions, there's guys like you that are looking for those opportunities to really get in front. So, Paul Broaddus, president of My Garage Self Storage. I'll have his information below to reach out with him. Especially, it sounds like if you're a small portfolio looking to sell. Yeah, just wonderful hearing from you today on your focus on operations and how we can help you on that, Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.